So, you guys, Netflix finally came to its senses and cut ties with Meghan Markle's jam and candle empire. But will that stop our Duchess of South Parkless? Of course not. She's already got a new plan. Go global and land herself a director's chair. Hey everyone, welcome to another South Park-style episode. And our main characters, same as always, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Here we go. It's gonna be a wild one. First up, Netflix officially walked away from As Ever. This wasn't just some sponsorship deal for Meghan's brand. Netflix was a full-on partner. They helped her launch the whole product line, and they produced With Love Meghan, the show that was basically one giant infomercial for her jars of fruit spread, flour sprinkles, and $64 candles. But the plan flopped. Critics tore the show apart. Barely anyone watched, and Netflix basically decided that without a hit show, this brand wasn't worth carrying anymore. Officially, of course, they said it much more nicely. Something about being happy to help launch the idea, and now Meghan can move the brand forward on her own. Meghan, of course, turned right around with her own version of events, all sunshine and positivity.
The As Ever brand has experienced significant growth, and now it's ready to stand on its own 2 feet. Netflix and their cautious approach were only holding back my potential.
Yeah, holding you back from falling off a cliff. Dude, this is a classic. You get fired and you're screaming, "Actually, I quit!" Ha! Now Meghan wants to take her products global. Britain, Australia, New Zealand. Sounds ambitious. But let's not forget when the As Ever website glitched and accidentally exposed how much unsold inventory was just sitting in storage. We're talking mountains of fruit spread and flour sprinkles. Over $20 million worth of product. So this whole global expansion, it's looking more and more like a desperate attempt to offload what nobody in America would buy. And yeah, all of it has an expiration date. Now she's going to show up in Britain. The plan is apparently to knock on every door and personally smear her spread on people's toast. Dude, she just got tired of flopping locally. Now she wants to take it international. But while Meghan's busy planning world domination, let's take a look at what's actually going on with the rest of her projects. Back in 2023, Netflix picked up the rights to adapt a novel called Meet Me at the Lake and handed it over to Archewell Productions, Harry and Meghan's company. Almost 3 years later, still in development, no director, no cast. Word around Hollywood is that Netflix is getting seriously frustrated, and Meghan's other documentary pitches? The platform turned them down flat. Dude, they had exactly one format that worked, trashing the royal family. Everything else is just permanently in development. Okay, now here's the good part. Picture this. A Netflix office, people pulling their hair out trying to get the Sussexes' stalled projects moving. And right in the middle of all that chaos, in walks Meghan, beaming like someone who won a Best Directorial Debut award years ago. In her own little fantasy. Yeah, you heard that right. Being a producer isn't enough anymore. According to Page 6, she's demanded that Netflix let her direct new drama projects. She wants to stand in the middle of a set and personally tell everyone what to do. She thinks bossing around her husband and the staff all day qualifies her to be a director? Maybe just get her a tiny little chair and a toy megaphone? Let her play pretend. But here's the thing. Netflix's ideal scenario? Her name in the credits, and Meghan herself as far away from the set as possible. After With Love Meghan, they got a front row seat to her micromanagement. And supposedly, people who actually work in Hollywood are turning down projects the second they hear her name is attached. Not because of the money, not because of scheduling, just because of Meghan. She wants to be a director, but she can't even handle the basics. Case in point, her latest promotional post on Instagram, a set called the Heritage Library set. She's charging $174 for it. It comes with tea, a candle, honey, and a leather bookmark. Sounds lovely, right? Hold on a second. In the photo she posted, there's an open wooden cabinet. Inside, 3 lit candles, with actual flames. Right under wooden shelves. The flames are literally inches from the wood. Any firefighter who saw this would grab an extinguisher. And what happens when some customer tries to recreate this aesthetic at home? This isn't the Heritage Library set. It's the Burn Your House Down starter kit. And you know what makes this even wilder? Meghan lives in California. Remember when she was out at the LA wildfire sites, hugging victims, looking all concerned, posing for the cameras? Oh, gee, this one girl lost her home and the Duchess gave her a t-shirt. Miss Meghan is so generous. But the candles inside a wooden cabinet? That's just the warm-up. Right next to them in the photo, there's an open book. And sitting on it, a teacup on a saucer full of tea. Right on the pages. That alone is a crime against book lovers everywhere. But Meghan takes it further. She starts drizzling honey into the tea, directly over the open book. Sticky drops landing right on the paper. Then again, what did we expect from a woman who's admitted in interviews that she doesn't read books? A Heritage Library set from a woman who doesn't read books but uses them as a coaster. You can't make this stuff up. Oh, but there's more. You can also spot the As Ever branded leather bookmark in the photo. $20, by the way. It's jammed in there, pointing the wrong way. The book can't even close properly. But honestly, after the candles in the wooden cabinet and the tea on the book, this barely even registers. Especially when you remember that not too long ago, Meghan was caught holding canning tongs upside down, business end pointing at the ceiling. Meet your lifestyle guru, a woman who's apparently never seen a kitchen in her life. And after all that, we're supposed to believe the next logical step for her is the director's chair. Steven Spielberg can sleep easy tonight. And wait till you hear this part. The candles in the photo have wicks. They're burning just fine. But if you actually order one for $64, it's a gamble. There have been cases where customers opened the box and found just a block of wax. No wick, no hole, just a scented brick. Hey, at least it'll last forever, 'cause there's no way to light the thing. You know what really gets me about all this? It's not the failures. Everybody fails sometimes. It's how she explains every single one of them to herself. The show flopped. Well, the audience just didn't get it. The products aren't selling. Netflix was holding back sales. Project stalled. She just needs more control. Most people, when things go this wrong, would stop and think, maybe it's me? Maybe I should listen to people who actually know what they're doing? Maybe I'm the problem here? Meghan doesn't seem to ask herself any of those questions. Drop a comment and tell me, what title do you think Meghan's going to give herself after director? Hit that like button, subscribe to Royal Routine, and ring the bell so you don't miss what comes next. See you in the next one. Smells like bankruptcy.